Hey, what's up, you guys? I want to give to you what the Lord spoke to me today in service. But before I get into that, I just want to say hello to my new subscribers. Welcome to the journey, because this is a journey that the Lord has me on. And if you come onto this journey, He has you on this journey also. So to give you a little bit of information about me, I was raised in the church. I was raised Baptist, brought up Pentecostal, strict Pentecostal. And when I was 18, I said, this is not for me, because it just seemed like people weren't, their word wasn't what they said. What I saw in the church, they weren't who they say they were. So I said, you know what? This is fake. Let me go. So I left at the age of 18, and I didn't go back to the church until about the age of 30. Went out in the world, did what I wanted to do. Well, partially did what I wanted to do, because the Lord wouldn't hardly let me do some of the things that I wanted to do. He like, nah, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I thought it was me. I just didn't do certain things, but it was the Spirit of the Lord still kind of like, no, daughter, you can't do that, you can't do this. So at the age of probably 29, going into 30, I heard God speak to my spirit while I was in a club called The Shadow in New York, if any of you know it. But yeah, the Lord was like, it's time to come back. And I thought it was just me. I thought I was just hearing things, until my friend right beside me, we were on the dance floor waiting to our favorite song to come on. And she looked at me and she said, girl, you know we don't need to be here. We need to be in the church somewhere. And I looked at her, I said, what did you say? Because those were the exact same words that the Spirit of the Lord told me, as in my ear, in my spirit, I would say. So that was an experience that the Lord gave me. And from there, I knew it was time to go back and to get my life right. And then I started my seeking God and getting my life right. I've been a minister, Sunday school teacher, deaconess, usher, a couple of things in the church. But I'm glad to be a child of God. That's the only thing that matters. I'm so glad to be in His presence and just to be at His feet and to be His daughter. That's the most important title that matters. So that's a little bit about me, but this is the platform that the Lord has called me to. The Lord did call me Jonah at one time, and He took me through a Jonah experience, because I did not want to tell people what I was hearing His voice said, because I feared people more than I feared God. Like, what sense does that make? So now I say what He tells me to say, and I don't really care who feelings I hurt, as long as I can hear Him say, well done, my good and faithful servant, because I'm a servant. We all should be a servant. So enough of that. But my name is Tahra-Lynn. So now that you guys know a little bit about me, I want to tell you what I heard today in service. So as I was in service, I heard the preacher, and he was preaching and prophesying. That service was so on point. It was so hot today. It was great. It was a great service. But we are at the door of our restoration. We're right there at the door of restoration, of breakthrough. We're right there at the door. And I'm just letting you know, I just want to encourage you, don't let no one move you from that place. Don't let no one move you from that high place where God has called you. I had a situation yesterday, and I heard my father say, daughter, this is low level, leave it alone, because someone said something to me. And usually I just leave it alone, but this person kept talking and talking and talking and talking. So I said a little words to her, and I went to walk away. And when I went to walk away, she said something else to me as I was walking away. And I turned around, I said, matter of fact, and I just had to say, do you really think I'm scared of you? And I know my father said, daughter, leave it alone. This is low level. But see, I let my flesh get the best of me. I had to repent, and I said, Lord, I'm sorry. I know you told me to leave it alone, but my flesh got the best of me. I had to say, God, help me, because my flesh is getting the best of me. So when I went to walk away, my flesh got the best of me. And I just had to tell that person, I said, do you really think I'm scared of you? That wasn't the point. The point was, I let my flesh get the best of me. Do not let the enemy get the best of you. Do not let the enemy tug at your flesh. It doesn't matter. Many of you, the reason why you have overcame the battles that you have overcame is because you not no punk. I just got to say it like that. The reason why you are overcomer is because the enemy has thrown everything at you. How they say, even the kitchen sink. The enemy has thrown everything at you, but you're right there at your door of breakthrough. You're right there at that door of crossing. You're like a new pioneer. You're crossing into new territory. And all this week, I've been hearing happy birthday, happy birthday. And for some of you guys that don't know, my birthday is on Christmas, but God used that metaphorically. So he uses Christmas. I know some of you guys say, oh, it's a pagan holiday. It's what God tells me symbolically. It's what he uses symbolically to let me know that on my birthday, since my birthday is Christmas, Christmas is not a time that I get a present, but it's the time that everyone gives gifts. He uses that day symbolically to say everyone gives gifts. It's a birthing time. It's a birthing season. It's a time that you are birthing the promise. It's the time that he's giving out those gifts. It's a time that you're coming into a new birthing process, a new season, and new promises. So this is a time where you're going to hear happy birthday. I was working somewhere and this Spanish lady was around me singing Feliz Navidad. And I'm like, Feliz Navidad? And I just looked at her and she laughed at me. And then the next day I was working at the same place and she sung the same song again. So the Lord is saying this is a time of promises. God is your birthing promises. This is a season of promises and you are at the door. Do not let the enemy move you. Do not let the enemy come and try to move you out of position because of your flesh. Don't let the enemy do it. Because you're right at your breakthrough season. You're right at the time where promises are being birthed. You're right at the door and you're not even going to have to open that door. It's like at the grocery store. You know how the door just opened? It's just going to open, but you're right there. So don't move from your promised spot. So I just wanted to come on and encourage you guys. The blessings is right there. We're right at that pivot point where we are crossing over. We're right there where we're crossing over to promises fulfilled. So I just wanted to encourage you guys. So you guys stay blessed and I will talk to you again. Bye.